Hi everyone, welcome along. Thank you very much for joining us. It is Saturday the 29th of July. Thank you very much for being with us. The last Saturday and the last quiz of July as well, as we give way to the August takeover. My word, I am still struggling to get through everyone. But I will do, don't worry, I will do. I will make sure I will get through everyone. But we've got a whole month, which is the good thing. And I don't think I'm going to need to worry about August and writing questions. But yeah, we'll get started in about a minute and a half's time. Countdown time was broken. To be fair, I mean, you nearly didn't. Well, you sort of would have had a quiz, but wouldn't if I hadn't realised. When I pushed go live at 8 o'clock, as at 10 past 8, I've got two streams in the background at the moment. I've got one for the Patreon quiz for tomorrow night, and I've got tonight's live stream. And I pushed the button on the Patreon quiz, so it was all running. Just no one there, and I was kind of a bit confused until I realised what I'd done. But yeah, we are here, we are with you, we are live. So about a minute, and we'll get up and running and get started. And get cracking. I've got one eye on my phone, because I might be doing, even though I'm still under the weather, I might have to do my dutiful son-in-law bit part 2. I've taken my mother and father-in-law into Manchester earlier on this afternoon, so I took them because they've gone out for the afternoon. So I dropped them off at about 3 o'clock, and I did say to them, because there's no trains running, is there? So I did say to them, look, if you want me to pick you up later on, let me know. So I've got one eye on my phone, because they said they'd be back about 8. And it's 8:15 now, and they're not back yet. So I think they might. I did say, let me know, and I can probably get into town for 10 to come pick you up. So yeah, about 15 seconds, and we'll get up and running for this evening. Usual Saturday shenanigans. I found some Ditloids as well. I'm a bit confused. I don't know whether I've used them before or not. So yeah, there'll be some Ditloids and some Dingbats and stuff for you. So yeah. And I think we are pretty much there. No finer thing than seeing a good friend of yours, and I know she'll take this in the jest that it is meant, but no finer thing than seeing someone packing to come home from their holiday that they've been in, because they're in my favourite holiday destination, so nice to see you coming home. But I'm sure you've had a good time. Happy birthday to Mark Summerfield as well. I did see that earlier on X. Not Twitter anymore. You can't call it Twitter anymore. It's X. I said, Elon Musk is turning into a Bond villain. Right, welcome along. It is Saturday the 29th of July. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Hope you are well. 50 questions over 5 rounds as usual, plus your things for the breaks on a Saturday. But let's start where we always do, with entertainment. And question 1 for tonight, and it's this: who sung the title track on Saturday Night Fever that was released in 1977? So who sung the title track on Saturday Night Fever that was released in 1977? Listen to the groove. Question 2 tonight. In which soap would you have found the Cunninghams, the Richardsons, the Hutchinsons, and the Orbsons? It's going to be a long night. In which soap would you have found the Cunninghams, the Richardsons, the Hutchinsons, and the Osbornes? I think it's because it's got like the Hams and the Sons and all of that, and I just melded it all together. It's a great start, really, isn't it? Number 3, Pop. 6, Squish. Cicero and Lipschitz. A 6 women's way of explaining how they ended up in prison in which musical? It's a great song, that, as well. So Pop, 6, Squish, Cicero, Lipschitz is 6 ways of explaining how they ended up. 6 women's ways of explaining how they ended up in prison in which musical? Number 4, which pub name links the TV series of Minder in the film Shaun of the Dead? Number 5, which BBC radio station banned the song Relax in the 80s? So which BBC radio station banned the song Relax in the 80s? Well, a really weird thing, when you go to the dentist and they're in there and they're yanking everything left, right, and centre. I've got that now, and Oh, every time I go to the dentist, it's always the corner of my mouth. It just feels like it's been ripped open. Number 6, Ian Sterling is the narrator on which TV program? So Ian Sterling is the narrator on which TV program? Number 7, James Corden, Rebel Wilson, and Idris Elba starred in which Andrew Lloyd Webber musical? So James Corden, Rebel Wilson, and Idris Elba starred in which Andrew Lloyd Webber musical? And if you've not been watching that Idris Elba Apple TV show Hijack, you are missing out. It's incredible. I think the last episode's on Wednesday night. Number 8, who starred as Axel Foley in the Beverly Hills Cop series? So who starred as Axel Foley in the Beverly Hills Cop series? Number 9, it's just a jump to the left, a step to the right. Put your hands on your hips and bend your knees in. I know there's a rude version of that, but and bend your knees in time. Name the song. So it's a jump to the left, a step to the right. Put your hands on your hips and bend your knees in time. Name the song. Oh, I've just realised Liz has got Jade back. Hey! Finally, for entertainment, number 10, SMTV Live was presented by Kat Deely and which entertainment duo? So SMTV Live was presented by Kat Deely and which entertainment duo? Right, round 2 with a bit of sport and leisure for you. Number 1, 3 strikes in a row in 10-pin bowling is known as a what? Usually followed by me running up and down the bowling alley going, yeah! Not that I am in any way, shape or form competitive at all. But yeah, 3 strikes in a row in 10-pin bowling is known as a what? Number 2, which athletics event might you use the which athletics event might you use the Fosbury flop? Fosbury flop. Number 3, which rugby league team plays their matches at the DW Stadium? So which rugby league team plays their matches at the DW Stadium? Oh, yeah. I always wondered why it was called that. Uh-oh, hang on. You know it's bad when in the middle of the quiz your mum starts sending you, like, correcting you on questions. Number 4, the traditional claret jug is a trophy awarded to the winner of which sporting event? So the traditional claret jug is a trophy awarded to the winner of which sporting event? Apart from my slight faux pas on those song lyrics, I think most of you have worked out what song I was going for. Number 5, what colour ball is traditionally used in Test match cricket? So which colour ball is traditionally used in Test match cricket? Number 6, hitting the centre of a dartboard with 3 darts will score you how many points? The complete centre, just to clarify. Hitting the centre of a dartboard with 3 darts will score you how many points? I know, Stuart Broad's retired. Sorry, I've just seen something there. Stuart Broad's retiring from cricket. Number 7, in which sport might we encounter a pommel horse? So in which sport might you encounter the pommel horse? And there it is. There it is. The text message I was waiting for, and they're obviously watching. Hello. Why are you watching me? You're supposed to be out drinking in Manchester. Says, yeah, really sorry, but can you pick us up when you're done? Yeah, no worries. Number 8, in football, what does the A stand for in VAR? So in football, what does the A stand for in VAR? The actual word, not the word that some people may use in its place. Number 9, a shot replayed from the same position without penalty in golf is known as a what? So a shot replayed from the same position without penalty in golf is known as a what? And finally, number 10, what appeared in the Times newspaper in 1930, which still appears in the paper today? So what appeared in the Times newspaper in 1930, which still appears in the paper today? All right, we'll wrap up the first part of the quiz then with 10 questions. Numbers are all the answers, and we only use each number once. So the numbers 1 to 10. There you go, giving you the answers in advance. So some of these you might have to come back and look at and work out, because some of them are a bit trickier than usual. So we'll kick off with the tricky one, which is this. How many federal holidays are there in America in 2023? So remember, I'm only using each number once. So how many federal holidays are there in America in 2023? They're bank holidays, just in case you're wondering how they're like the equivalent would be our bank holidays. I must admit, it does look like America do tend to spread theirs out a bit better through the year, whereas we just seem to have them all in a big block. Number 2, how many of the same number do you need to get a Yahtzee? So how many of the same number do you need to get a Yahtzee? Very weird conversation about Yahtzee. In fact, I'm actually going to share this conversation with you a bit later on. Number 3, in the binary system, what is the largest number? So there's 2 numbers used in the binary system. What's the largest of them? I did turn the live chat off. I can't remember if I turned the live chat off. Number 4, Bring It All Back was the 1997 debut single for the group known at the time as S Club What? I've put the wrong year in there. You'll know what the band is, but have I put the wrong year? Yeah, I thought I had. Before all the S Club fans start shouting at me, one of which is downstairs in my living room. Number 5, how many different topics are there in a game of Trivial Pursuit? So how many different topics are there in a game of Trivial Pursuit? Standard game, not like in total. Number 6, how many things is Rick Astley never going to do to you in Never Gonna Give You Up? I should have put this as the last one, actually, and you'd have had more time to think. But yeah, how many things is Rick Astley never going to do to you in Never Gonna Give You Up? Apologies if you, like, sat with tone-deaf people who are now singing this at the top of their lungs and can't actually sing it in tune. I do apologise. Number 7, how many times has London hosted the Olympic Games? So how many times has London hosted the Olympic Games? Number 8, a Roman charity racer. Charity racer? Chariot. Come on, change, you stupid thing. I think I misspelled chariot, and when I put it through the spell check, it's changed it to charity. A Roman chariot racer had how many wheels? Double check that, because now I'm doubting myself a bit. Yeah, that's fine. Number 9, the board game Othello starts with how many pieces on the game board? So the board game Othello starts with how many pieces on the game board? And finally, question number 10. According to the title of her song, what time did Dolly Parton start working? And again, actually, no, I'm not even going to apologise if people are singing this. According to the title of her song, what time did Dolly Parton start working? What a way to make a living. I've realised I don't actually know the words to that song. Right, okay, there's your first 30 questions, and if you want a recap on those, they are up on the website, jvpqquestions.com. So they're up there now if you want a recap on those. In the meantime, I'm not putting the link up on Twitter, by the way. I think you guys know where to find it now. I've not got Twitter open tonight. So for your first break, Ditloid number puzzles. Now, I've not done these for a while. I found a thing, and yeah, so you might have seen some of these before. But basically, the way they work, you'll see them on screen. So if I said A1, no, AHI1, if it said on screen AHI1, then I'd be looking for a hole in one. It'll make sense when you see them on screen if you've never done them before, but if you have done them before, you know what to expect, and I will see you in 7 minutes' time. Okay, give you the answers to these in just a short moment's time. Yeah, just before we do, no, so we were having a random, it's one of these random conversations that tend to happen from time to time. The conversation was, what would happen, how would it have been, how would it have looked if TikTok and Instagram were about during the 40s and the 50s? Yeah, this is how weird conversations we have at times. But yeah, what would it look like? I mean, some of the things I can't sort of repeat some of the jokes that we're saying, but you know, there'd be someone doing a Yahtzee tutorial, so, you know, and this is how you play Yahtzee, and you know, this is how you make your rations, you know, extend your rations and stuff like that. But I actually thought it was a very interesting and weird conversation, and I don't know whether it would actually make it. I think it just would make it worse. I think, but yeah, one of the weird conversations we have on a sort of daily basis with friends of mine. So, right, okie dokie. 8 is 8. Oh, some people are coming up with some very weird answers, so I'm just going to give you the answers to these now. In 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, hang on. I'll just turn myself off for a sec. That might make it easy. There we go. Right. Number 1, 4 legs on a horse. Yes, you were right. So 4 legs on a horse. Number 2, happy birthday, sweet 16. Number 3 is 400 meters around an athletic track. Number 4, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. May rest in peace, Meatloaf. Number 5, 360 degrees in a circle. Number 6, the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs. 7, 12 members of a jury. You can have hippo, it's fine. Number 8 was 8 notes in an octave, not what somebody said. Somebody else said. And number 9, 5 lines in a limerick. Okay, right, that's those. Turn that back on. Move me back down to there. Just make it. There we go. Okay, right. Yeah, I mean, no, I've got a face for radio, but I've been no good on radio because you're not allowed to have because if you have like silence for more than 3 seconds, it goes into emergency mode because it thinks you've passed out or something. Right, here we go then. Let's give you the answers then to the first part of your quiz this evening, the first 30 questions. Here we go. Round 1, entertainment. Number 1, who sung the title track on Saturday Night Fever, released in 1977? It was the Bee Gees. We did the whole soundtrack, I think. Number 2, in which soap would you find the Cunninghams, Richardsons, Hutchinsons, and Orbsons? I've done it again. Osborns. It's Hollyoaks. Number 3, Pop 6, Squish, Cicero and Lipschitz is 6 women's way of explaining how they ended up in prison in which musical? It's Chicago. Number 4, which pub name links the TV series Minder in the film Shaun of the Dead? It is the Winchester. I thought I was being all clever the other day when I said, yeah, I'm all fully prepared for any kind of eventuality, even for an EMP device. I said, my car's always got, you know, fuel in it, etc., until someone reminded me there's electrics in a car, so if there was an EMP device, I wouldn't be going anywhere. Number 5, which BBC radio station banned the song Relax in the 80s? It's Radio 1. Number 6, Ian Sterling is the narrator on which TV programme? It's Love Island, which thankfully is finishing on Sunday, which means I can have my living room back between the hours of 9 and 10. Yeah, thanks, Colin. That's a really, really off-putting gift, by the way. Number 7, James Corden, Rebel Wilson, and Idris Elba star in which Andrew Lloyd Webber musical? It was Cats. Number 8, who starred as Axel Foley in the Beverly Hills Cop series? It's Eddie Murphy. Number 9, it's a jump to the left and step to your right. Put your hands on your hips and bring your knees in tight, apparently. I thought it was bend your knees in time. Anyway, name the song. It's The Time Warp. It's from my mum's era, so she must know better than I do. And number 10, SMTV Live was presented by Cat Deeley, on which entertainment duo? It's Ant and Dec. Not Happy Days. Cunninghams are in Happy Days. Yeah, no, I know Cunninghams are in Happy Days, but the others probably, those weren't in Happy Days. And also said which... Moving on, round 2, sport and leisure. Number 1, 3 strikes in a row in 10-pin bowling is a turkey. Number 2, which athletics event might you use the Fosbury flop? It is high jump. Or in my case, just flop. Number 3, which rugby league team plays their matches at the DW Stadium? It's the Wigan Warriors. So it's formerly the JJB Stadium, and then it became the DW Stadium, which I think is Dave Whelan. So that's where lived in Wigan for 3.5 years, and now I know why. Yeah, anyway. Number 4, the traditional claret jug is a trophy awarded to the winner of which sporting event? It's the British Golf Open Championship. Number 5, which coloured ball is traditionally used in test match cricket? It is a red ball, traditionally. And I think they use a white version of it if they're doing a day and nighter, but traditionally it's red. Number 6, hitting the centre of a dartboard with 3 darts will score you 150 points. Doesn't sound as good as 180. Number 7, in which sport might you encounter a pommel horse? It's gymnastics. There is a specific, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. But gymnastics is the broad term. If you've put the more specific, you can have the point for it, as long as you can prove it to whoever you're playing with. Number 8, in football, what does the A stand for in VAR? It is assistant. I always used to think it was, I thought it was a virtual assistant referee, but it's not. It's, I can't even remember the V now. Video, that's the one. Video assistant referee. I thought it was virtual assistant referee, but there you go. Number 9, a shot replayed from the same position without penalty in golf is known as a mulligan. And number 10, what appeared in the Times newspaper in 1930, which still appears in the paper today? It is crosswords. Your numbers then, number 1, not many people might know this, so this has been in process of elimination, but how many federal holidays are there in America in 2023? There are 10. Number 2, how many of the same number do you need to get a Yahtzee? There are 5. You need to get all 5 dice to get a Yahtzee of the same number. Number 3, in the binary system, the largest number is 1, because it's 0 and a 1. They use numbers they use in the... Number 4, Bring It All Back was the 1997 debut single for the group known at the time as S Club 7. Number 5, how many different topics are there in a game of Trivial Pursuit? There are 6. Number 6, how many things is Rick Astley never going to do to you in Never Going to Give You Up? There are 8. Let me find them. I've got them here. Come back. Where have you gone? So he's never going to give you up. He's never going to let you down. He's never going to run around. He's never going to desert you. He's never going to make you cry. He's never going to say goodbye. He's never going to tell a lie. And he's never going to hurt you. That's a very solemn vow there, really, from Rick. Number 7, how many times has London hosted the Olympic Games? It is 3 times, 1908, 1948, and 2012. Number 8, a Roman chariot racer has 2 wheels. So some of them have 4, but when they're racing, there are only 2 wheels on a Roman chariot racer. Number 9, the board game Othello starts with how many pieces on the game board? It starts with 4. It's another game that my grandparents and what have you taught me to play. Number 10, according to the title of her song, what time did Dolly Parton start working? It is 9. Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. And as I say, I don't know the rest of the words after that. Right, there we go. That's your first 30 questions. Oh, you are. How have you never played Yahtzee? Even people I know have played Yahtzee by mistake. Come on. Anyway, right, tot your scores up. Let me know how you're getting on so far. Still to come, connections round and general knowledge as always. Liz is reunited with Jaden on 26. Well done. I haven't really got much. I was going to pre-record, to be fair, tonight, but I ran out of time. Right, that one there. Make sure I'm all set up. Just wait, yeah, scores are coming through, which means you're all finished, which is good. Yeah, sprint race was good today. Looking forward to the actual race tomorrow. So that should be fun. Right, let's do it. Stop waffling and let's get on. Right, so round 4 is connections. As always, 9 questions. Question number 10 are what links them all together. Let's start with this, number 1. Which word describes someone who is nervous or timid in the company of other people? Is called what? So which word describes someone who is nervous or timid in the company of other people? They are called what? Number 2, what F describes an area of open land, especially one with plants or crops? So what F describes an area of open land, especially one with plants or crops? Sorry, I was just looking at it. I'm distracted by my Origel because it's got a date on there that says September 2017. But it's not some other date. Number 3, what word describes this? To move in one direction, especially continuously and easily. Hey, Team Beard, I've not seen you guys for a while. Sorry, just seen your score sneaking. Hey, guys. What word describes this? To move in one direction, especially continuously and easily. It's going to be one of these that you might need a few of these, and then you can go back and work out some of these answers. Just saying. Number 4, which 4-letter word means a building or part of a building where goods or services are sold? So which 4-letter word means a building or part of a building where goods or services are sold? Got a few too many letters there, Alan. Number 5, what did the H stand for in the former retail outlet BHS? So what did the H stand for in the former retail outlet of BHS? Here he comes to wreck the day. Had a poorly boy last night, so he slept in bed with me, and yeah, that's not happening again. Number 6, what can be analog or digital, alarm or cuckoo? Hello. Right, you sleeping in your own bed tonight?
No.
I think you are. After last night, you can sleep in your own bed.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
No.
No, don't put that on yet. Right, you go to bed. Say goodnight to everyone.
Bye. Good night.
Oh. Right, off you, Todd.
Are you doing the quiz tomorrow?
Yes.
See you tomorrow.
Shut my door, dude. Door! Number 7, Eddie Murphy. Oh, Eddie Murphy on the quiz twice. Eddie Murphy voices which character in the Shrek franchise? So Eddie Murphy voices which character in the Shrek franchise? Yeah, I woke up at one point in the middle of the night with Jack that close to my face, with an arm here and a leg like in a very precarious position if I moved. But he was a poorly boy, so. Number 8, in video games, EXP is short for what? So in video games, EXP is short for what? Number 9, something that is very bad or unpleasant is called what, beginning with N? So something that is very bad or unpleasant is called what, beginning with N? As always, number 10, what links all of the answers? So what links all of the answers? Some confused people. Some people confident, some people confused. Right, let's wrap it up. General knowledge then for you. 10 random questions, starting with this number one. Current USA President Joe Biden was the vice president for which US president? Far too many presidents in that sentence, Jay. Current USA President of Joe Biden was the vice president for which former president? Number two, which game was the original Game Boy's best-selling game? So which which game was the original Game Boy's best-selling game? My mum and I used to fight over this game to who could get the highest score. That and Minesweeper. And I'll tell you, I'll come back to Minesweeper in a minute. My mum is watching. I'm not sure I've ever told her how I managed to beat her at times on Minesweeper, but we'll come to that in a minute. Number three, which organ removes excess water from the blood? So which organ removes excess water from the blood? Number four, kids and grown-ups love them so. The happy world of which sweet? So the first time in a very long time, I don't have any of these in the house. These are usually my go-to to perk me up. The kids and grown-ups love them so. The happy world of which sweet? Number five, in which year did Edward VIII abdicate? So in which year did Edward VIII abdicate? Number six, what does a Wainwright make? Some people up here would say a very, very good pint, but that's Wainwright. What does a Wainwright make? Number seven, what does the G stand for in GMT? So what does the G stand for in GMT? Number eight, Thatcher's brothers and Strongbow are types of what? So Thatcher's brothers and Strongbow are types of what? Number nine, Hartlepool, Dungeness and Hinkley Point are what kind of power stations? So Hartlepool, Dungeness and Hinkley Point are what kind of power stations? And finally, number 10. What was the previous name of Sri Lanka before 1972? So what was the previous name of Sri Lanka before 1972? That one. Show. That one. Show. Publish. Done. And done. Right, the last 2 rounds are up on JVPQ questions now. JVPQquestions.com if you want to go there. So just very quickly before I go into the break and what's coming up. So Minesweeper, one of the original games on Windows 95. You had Solitaire and Hearts and stuff like that. My mum and I used to compete on Minesweeper to get the fastest time. And it got a bit ridiculous when you were doing the small ones, but medium and large, it was getting better, and you just reset them every so often. But when it was getting a bit out of hand and it was getting a bit too far, I, by chance, found out that the leaderboards, where it stored the high scores and who had got that said high score, was basically just a text file. So if I was getting annoyed with my mum shoving off and going, look at me, I'm brilliant, I'll just go in and change it on the text file. Oh, mum, I've beaten you. So there we go. I'm going to get shouted at in a couple of minutes. So I'm going to run away as quick as I can. For a while I get shouted at. 9 dingbats. I think some of these have been seen before. I'm not sure. It was on a prepared file, but I didn't recognize it. So as always, say what you see, and I will see you in 7 minutes. So, yes, suffice to say, I don't think I'm in my mum's good books at the minute. Oh, dear. I do it all the time, just occasionally. Listen, I was presented with a problem, I found the solution. You can't cheat a Tetris, and that was definitely a battle for the ages between me and my mum on that one. Right, so put your answers down for these. We'll give you the answers to these then in just a moment's time. So this is it. The last quiz, and then I'm allowing you guys to take over. Yeah, if you have no idea what I'm going on about, by the way, in the quiz about this August takeover. So August takeover starts from Thursday night. I'm still working my way through the multitude of people. So at this rate, it might be end of year takeover. The way I'm going, but yeah, there's been some brilliant rounds, some brilliant questions as well. That is stuff I haven't even thought of. So it's going to be a lot of fun, August, where you guys are basically submitting the questions, etc. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. But if you haven't heard from me yet, don't panic. I am still working my way through them as quickly as I can. But yeah, if you do want to get involved, I've not put the link in this description. But if you can't remember what I was going to say. Yeah, you'll need to toddle on to have a look on our social platforms and the links there if you do want to get involved. Right, I'm just going to get on. Let's give you the answers then to these in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, hello. All right, let me just, if I move myself up there we go. So number 1, salt and pepper. Nice and simple. Number 2, back to square one. If I move myself over there, I'm going to get dizzy. But number 3, south of the border. Number 4 is water, or H2O. Number 5, pieces of 8. Number 6, wish upon a star. Bear with me 1 second. Sorry, Jack's in his bedroom shouting Sarah, and I don't think she can hear him. Number 7, foreign language. Number 8, making up for lost time. And number 9, no 2 ways about it. So there you go. That is those for you. Yeah, I think some of those you may have seen before. I know it's an old one because it had, when they're up before the answers, it had the hashtag Jay's virtual pub quiz in the middle of it, and I don't think I've had that on screen for a while on those, but there you go. Right, so that, and move me down to there. Do I want to be? Yeah, that's about right. Okay. Let's ping. No. Try that again. I've lost my answers. Oh, there they are. Right, got them. There we go. Right, okay. Right, let's see how you did then with the final 20 questions and your total scores then for this evening. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. Your connections round 4, number 1. Which word describes someone who is nervous or timid in the company of other people is called what? It is shy. Number 2, what F describes an area of open land, especially one with plants or crops? It is field. Number 3, what word describes this? To move in one direction, especially continuously and easily. It is flow. Number 4, which 4-letter word means a building or part of a building where goods or services are sold? It is shop. Number 5, what did the H stand for in the former retail outlet BHS? It is home. As in British home stores. Number 6, what can be analog or digital, alarm or cuckoo? It is clock. Oh yeah, I've just realised I gave away the answer to one of the questions without thinking. Never mind. Yeah, what can be analog or digital, alarm or cuckoo? It is clock. Number 7, Eddie Murphy voices the character in the Shrek franchise. It is donkey. And in the morning, I'm making waffles. Number 8, in video games, EXP is short for experience. Number 9, something that is very bad or unpleasant is called what, beginning with N? It is nasty. And so, what links them all together? It's quite simply work. So, working my way backwards, you've got nasty piece of work, work experience, donkey work, clockwork, homework, workshop. So I'm looking back through these: workshop, workflow, field work, as in that's what a lot, farmers etc. do. They go out and do field work, and then other areas, and work shy as well. And I quite like that one. I knew quite a few people in the motor trade who were work shy. General knowledge then for you. Number 1, current USA President Joe Biden was the vice president for which president? It was Barack Obama. Number 2, which game was the original Game Boy's biggest selling game? It was Tetris. Yeah, may have slightly given that away. Never mind. Not like me to give away answers. Number 3, which organ removes excess water from the blood? It is kidney. Number 4, kids and grown-ups love them so. The Happy World of Haribo. Number 4. Number 5, in which year did Edward VIII abdicate? It was 1936. Number 6, a Wainwright will make wagons or wheels. 7, the G in GMT stands for Greenwich Mean Time. Number 8, Thatcher's, Brothers and Strongbow are types of what? It is cider. Number 9, Hartlepool, Dungeness and Hinkley Point are nuclear power stations. And number 10, what was the previous name of Sri Lanka before 1972? It was Ceylon. So, tot your scores up then. 50 points available for you this evening. How did you do? I've got a tiebreaker then coming up if you need it. That'll be up in just a moment. Just seen something there about recording something for the takeover. You don't have to record anything. You can just submit a single question or a single round. All of the options are there for you, so you don't actually have to physically record, which some people have offered to do, which I'm getting to. But yeah, you can just submit questions. It's absolutely fine. Questions or full rounds. Or a full quiz someone wants to do as well. Anyway, right, your tiebreaker, if you need it, is this. When Guy Fawkes was discovered in the basement of the Palace of Westminster in 1605, how many barrels of dynamite were found with him? When Guy Fawkes was discovered in the basement of the Palace of Westminster in 1605, how many barrels of dynamite were found with him? My original on this, I was actually looking to find out how many people with him, and then I found out that there was a set number of barrels of dynamite, and I thought that's a great tiebreaker question. So remember, as always, nearest to it gets the point. 3, and if you nearest to it gets the point, the answer is 36. So we had 36 barrels of dynamite, which, by all accounts, according to the article I was reading, it would have been enough to take out half of London, not just the Palace of Westminster. But yeah, 36 he had. Now, if you've ended up on a tie-breaking situation still, you know the rules now. It's rock, paper, scissors. There you go. There you go. That is it for this Saturday, the 29th of July. So yeah, that is everything from me for tonight. Okay, right, I'll come back to that. Thanks, Paul. I'll have a look. Yeah, so there we go. That is it for this evening and for July. August Takeover then kicks off on Thursday night with the questions and rounds and etc. submitted by you guys. I am very looking forward to it. I've started putting Thursdays together already, and it is, I'm really pleased that so many people have wanted to get involved. So did I put dynamite? I meant, I meant gunpowder. Anyway, right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna head off to Manchester and go and pick up the in-laws and bring them back from there. I dropped them off at about 2:30, so I have no idea what state they're going to be in. Wish me luck. Let me know how you got on. I'll push the button actually on that before I do this. Post that one, and then tweet that one, and then do that. Make sure that's posted. It has. Share your scores over on social media, and I will see you on Thursday night with the August Takeover. As always from me, take care and stay safe.